if you don't see your name saying that you entered the giveaway, then you did not do it correctly. Again, if you do exclamation raffle 10, that would cost you 30 points. If you want to spend $10, you can only spend 9 here since it's a division of 3. So you would say exclamation raffle 3. Hey, Zoe's here. Hi, Zoe.
Hey, how's everyone?
It's going well. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Just got my coffee.
Nice. Is that homemade coffee, not the bougie stuff I saw you posting yesterday?
No,
Yeah.
this is the official homemade stuff.
Good.
I've got an espresso machine, so it works wonders. What can
Yeah.
I say?
I think we're still waiting on Chris to get here, but
Yeah, he'll be here soon.
did you how long ago did you join ILF?
I joined a couple months ago, but I've known about ILF since the get-go, since you guys started. Had seen you on the social medias and had heard about you guys, and yeah.
I feel like we came in at the same time. I feel like maybe you were, if it not the same like week, very very same time frame, because I remember you being introduced like right when I was being introduced. So I think we're pretty
Yeah, I
close.
think so. Yeah, I think so. Probably was around the same time.
Somebody's asking what your Twitter is. I know it's verbal, but if you want to.
Yeah, so it's verbal. It's so at V3RBAAL. Leet speak.
Yep, lead speak.
Good morning, everybody.
Hey, Chris.
How's it going?
Morning.
Good, sir. How are you doing?
Yeah, slowly waking up. Late night, early morning, all the normal good craziness.
What time is it there?
It's 11 o'clock now, so I mean, I think I finished at about 4:35 this morning or something stupid.
Gotcha. Chat says great beard.
Yeah, I put some purple under this morning. It's got blue under it that's still curing, and I'm like, I haven't had a chance to finish it, so I threw some purple in it this morning, which matches the t-shirt, which, by the way, for those of you that remember...
That one as well. Haha.
Yeah,
look at us. We're matching.
But do you have the tutu on as well?
I do not have the tutu on.
I just realized I'm sitting on the badge, so please hold. There's the official
Oh, that's
ILF
awesome.
tutu.
That's awesome.
Love it.
It's a pain in the ass to sit down in. We're just going to put it that way. It might have to come off in a minute. Defrock myself.
What's the story behind this? I was just talking to Zoe. I'm brand new to ILF. What's the story behind the tutu and the shirt and everything else?
So the tutu this is back in January, February this year. I was going out to give a presentation out on the West Coast. And we were talking about it and talking about some stuff and everything else. And I can't remember how it came up, but Rachel Arnold, who is a huge proponent for ILF and for a lot of people in our industry, she's absolutely amazing. I'd said something about doing a presentation, and then we were talking about just basically raising money for ILF, and it came up about doing it in a tutu, and then that was it. It just went charging from there. And Shane and a bunch of the other folks got involved. And basically, I turn up out in California somewhere, and one of the ILF volunteers turns up and hands me this tutu. And I got talking to the folks that I was presenting at. And I'm like, hey, I'm going to be turning up in a tutu. I hope you don't mind, because it's for money, and it's for charity, and tough noogie balls as far as I'm concerned. So, Shane was great about it. Chris was great. Rachel was kicking ass. And some of the ILF volunteers were just fantastic. I literally turned up at the hotel and there was this thing waiting. I'd taken a homemade one with me. But it was so, and so I stood up on stage and I gave a talk in front of a whole bunch of folks. And to the credit, it was actually Evotech, who are basically out on the West Coast. And to Evotech's credit, they were like, yeah, totally cool idea. We love the idea of this. Please feel free to. And, it's a room full of business people and all this kind of crazy shit. And it was good. It was fun doing it, seriously fun doing it. We raised a couple of thousand out of it, which was a ton of fun as well. Awesome. I remember exactly. It was a couple of thousand.
That's so awesome. The chat's asking, what's all the patches behind you?
So I've been creeping around this industry for more years than I care to think of. So a lot of the patches were actually given to me as part of projects and part of work that I've done. And so that's what they are. So, I mean, we've got a couple, and there's some work-related ones. This is National Guard. We actually redid the National Guard patch because I've worked with the National Guard for years on training them on blue teaming, incident response, and a bunch of other things. Mountains, Fox, and Hounds, which is one of the special forces groups. This is the military standard brief. This is PG rated because otherwise Hadnagy's going to kill me. So it's get strap in and shut the beep up and don't touch nothing. Basically, I'm former military. So whenever we would go onto the airplanes, the C-130s, yeah, I mean, you got a bunch of big blurry guys all in, with 100-pound packs and all that kind of crap. And we're bored. I mean, you're sitting on one of those stupid things for a long time. You want to play with things, and the load masters were always sit down, shut up, don't touch nothing. There's stuff out there from intelligence work I've done. A couple of these are from various different projects, NASA projects, NRO projects, National Recon projects. That is my crest from my Royal Marine Commandos, where I used to be. The NASA one's up there, 301 Cyber Protection Unit up in Boise. Some other stuff from the... Yeah, there's some fun ones.
That's a good
And the
collection you got
badges
going
are all, there's like a black badge hiding up there from DEFCON. There's a bunch of other ones. There's the first B-size badge, the first GERCON badge, just a bunch of other fun, cool paraphernalia and stuff.
That's some serious patchwork you got going on. I gotta up my game. I've got a couple patches, but yeah,
Well,
you have like a shelf full of them.
So here, and I'll pick this up. Apologies for the wobble for a second. So this is behind me in the lab. Is they just keep going all the way down that way too.
Whoa.
Yeah, so that's basically like the lab desk that I have, and they keep going along that whole lab area. I got there's some fun. I mean, there's coffee stuff in there, and, fire rescue stuff in Air Force Recon in there. Some guys, a couple of patches again, a couple more things from.
Do you have one of these? That's the real
Yes,
question.
I do.
That's sexy.
Which smeg is it? Yeah, I do. I haven't had a chance to Velcro the darn thing yet.
Actually, this came in the mail this morning, Shane. I got it this morning. Thank
Yep,
you.
I got mine. It's actually sitting down. It's actually sitting down right next to this one.
I love it.
Which is the Air Intelligence Agency.
Ooh.
Yeah, exactly.
Somebody in chat said you have some quality patch management.
Yeah.
Probably better than a lot of corporations, but I
Yeah.
love the color, definitely. Oh dear.
So Zoe,
So how's everybody doing this morning? How are you? I caught the end of the cooking show. I really want Chris to eat freaking pineapple. I mean, seriously, on a pizza. I mean, if I had the money, I'd be chucking it at it. It's as simple as that.
So I'm on the fence about it because I actually am one of the few people that will tolerate pineapple on a pizza, and I'm so sorry for those of you out there. But like if I will never go and intentionally order pineapple on a pizza, but if I so happen to eat one, I'll be like, yeah, this I can tolerate this. This is okay. It's a little bit sweet, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Really, Roberts? Really?
Yeah, hell yeah.
of course,
Yeah.
I knew you'd be here.
Huh?
You need to open your gastronomic experiment.
Excuse me, have you seen my gastronomic experience? It's been opened, okay? I mean, I'm not having problems with opening, okay?
Expand
ruining my
your
heritage.
horizon. Embrace. Come on, you can do this.
Embrace the pineapple.
Come on, yeah, exactly.
We've gotten about almost $1,000 in donations in the last 5 minutes, by the way.
Oh, I love everybody.
Awesome.
We put this
Really?
up on LinkedIn yesterday, day before, and I'm stupidly humbled. I don't know what it is. I don't know what the logic is, but I'm really freaking humbled by like everybody on like LinkedIn and Twitter that I interact with on all the social medias. It's really freaking awesome. I love the interactions. I love the fact that people join in and they help. It's really cool to see.
Yeah, this
No,
has
definitely
been
do
great.
agree. Yeah.
I mean, we're already at like I think somewhere. I mean, $18,000 is I think what the number is so far, and it's 1 o'clock here. So I mean, we still got 5 or 6 hours left. So
I have to figure out something to sell or raffle off that people would want that would actually raise it up. It would be
I
totally
have
worth it.
a blue team. I thought I'd mention this. I have a Blue Team Village DEF CON 27 challenge coin. There were only 100 of these made. So there's not that many of them. They were given to key people that were a part of DEF CON and Blue Team Village. So primarily the core crew, some of the DEF CON goons.
Oh, that's it.
So I am willing to raffle off one of the only ones that are still left that have not been given away.
Yeah.
It is a little bit closer here. This is what it looks like.
Nice.
And it's got the back, which is for Blue Team Village.
That's cool. That's super cool.
Yeah, it's surprisingly has some weight to it. I'm quite surprised how heavy these things get. I think it's like three inches. So I'm still getting used to the imperial system.
Do it centimeters. Just do it in centimeters. It confuses the crap out of it. A good friend of mine works on cars and tractors. I walk in, I'm like, hey, where's a spanner? And I would typically get a wrench thrown at me just for shits and giggles.
I'll tell you what I thought was hilarious. So you know how they had the Spacex launch recently? The thing that I thought that was hilarious was that they had it in kilometers. That I just could not. They had it in kilometers, and you could hear the person that was constantly translating it. And I just thought I was like, finally, yes, something in my favor. I know how fast they're going.
I had to learn. I mean, I had to learn both systems, and it's interesting because showing my age a little bit. I mean, I remember when I first went to school, a lot of the school books were still in pounds, shillings, and pence, let alone freaking, miles versus kilometers. When I was just leaving the UK, they were moving all of the groceries over from pounds and ounces to freaking grams. And I mean, I got a decent math brain on me, but I didn't want to walk around and figure out how many freaking grams of cheese I want. Just give me a quarter pound of bloody cheese and be done with it. Stop with this grams crap.
Yeah, I'm still learning all of that. Same with the temperature. Like I couldn't tell you. I would not be able to convert it from Celsius into Fahrenheit. I just know that my phone tells me that it is.
I was just gonna say.
I just rely.
Yeah,
I just rely on my phone to tell me that it's 91 Fahrenheit outside, and I'm like, yeah, that feels hot. That feels really hot.
Yeah.
Feels accurate.
Oh man, this is a tough. I mean, it was always one of those. I did a lot of work over in Europe, and I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, England's kind of cool. Scotland is kind of like the spiritual home by far and away, and no two ways about it. But I would always go to like Italy and Spain, and you're right. You go from the UK, which is flipping centigrade or whatever, to Europe, which is this, and you're like, and let alone coming backwards and forwards, and you get out of Heathrow Airport, and the first thing you have to say to yourself, drive on the left.
Yes.
Drive on the left.
Oh my gosh. I did that the other day. I had posted on Twitter for those of you listening that don't know, I moved over from Australia about a year ago. I drive over here. I'm okay with it now, but every now and then I have a panic moment where my brain malfunctions and I turn onto the correct side of the road. I just want to say that correct side, the right side. That's right, the left side. Actually, the left side of the road.
How's Australia with roundabouts? Because the UK, I mean, they're like freaking mushrooms. I mean, the stupid thing to hear overnight. How's Australia? Because the US is hilarious with roundabouts. People have no freaking clue what the hell to do with them.
Yeah, but you guys don't have them very often. I think I've seen like one roundabout here since I've been here.
Stop signs and traffic lights over here.
Yeah, so you guys have stop signs everywhere. So with us, replace every stop sign with a roundabout, and that is Australia.
Yeah. Okay. So then UK is the same way. But I mean, stop signs, I tend to do like the New York stop sign, which is just going to roll up to it, look and go.
And then you go.
Roll up to it, look and go. Same mentality.
So do I. But the thing that actually freaks me out the most is the double roundabouts, especially in like Europe. Oh my gosh. The double, like the three, like the roundabouts that have like 3 or 4 lanes to them, and you're driving and you're like, I need to exit.
No. Okay. You want fun? You want craziness? When I did my driving test, I was living in a place called Swindon. So if you've got a browser, any of you have got a browser open, Google Swindon magic roundabout.
Let me pull up and Google.
All you got to Google. Or anybody who lived in that general neck of the woods had to do that as part of their driving test.
What was it? What was it called? The
magic roundabout. there was actually a TV program called The Magic Roundabout, which was basically
Magic
about a
Roundabout.
bunch of
Oh yeah, here we go in Swindon.
Swindon Magic Roundabout.
Oh my gosh, what chaos! I would not. Oh my gosh, I don't even understand.
Yeah, it's like one in the middle and like half a dozen all the way around it.
Those are like roundabouts with roundabouts.
Yeah, it had roundabout sex basically.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. So I actually went for my, I converted my international license recently over to US license. And it was funny because it was like a 2-week period where I had to hold my permit. It was very funny actually, because they couldn't just convert it over. So I'm like, yeah, I have my license. I have my permit for 2 weeks. And then I sat my full license. And one of the questions that they asked me on the computer test was like, what speed do you have to go in a school zone? And it was like 30, 35, 25. And I'm thinking, shit, I don't actually know because I don't know like what the conversion is. And so I'm thinking, I just winged it. I'm like, I think I'm going to go with 30 or 35. I can't even remember which one I selected. But I just rely on my car to tell me like the correct speed that I should be going. Obviously it's all in the the GPS maps and stuff, and so obviously I know like freeways are 65, normal roads are 45, but like I can't work out the conversion. So I was thinking, oh my gosh, I don't actually know what I'm like, I might fail for not knowing this, but I passed and I winged it and I got it right.
Do you still have your Australian license? Did they keep it? Seriously, because when you do get pulled over for speeding on the motorway, and the nice policeman comes up, you go, I do apologize.
I get away with everything.
And you just hand them the English license.
Oh.
And they're like, it's brilliant. Works for every time.
I can confirm the amount of things I've gotten away with since I've moved here. It includes about $50 worth of free fireworks. It was, I think it was Memorial Day or 4th of July. We went to the firework place. And got chatting to the lady, and she's like, "You're not from here, are you?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not." She's like, "Here, take all these fireworks. Welcome to the US." And I'm like, "I will accept this. This is okay."
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, that's totally awesome. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to keep up with the comments and the conversations on the stream, but it's just going nuts.
Where can I find the comments?
Hey, just to interrupt for a second, we did give away the apron. The apron went to April Wright, so. She got the apron, and then we just opened up another giveaway from Trace Labs. They're doing the CTF.
Awesome.
2 CTF tickets for DEF CON. I actually had to donate some money to enter this myself because these are really good. So thank you, Trace Labs, for the donation. Again, if you're interested in doing a raffle, the tickets for this one cost $1. So if you want to donate or if you want to enter in, just !raffle1 would enter you in one time for the cost of $1. If you want to enter in 10 times, !raffle 10. So
how do we actually? So I put something in for the raffle last time. How do I actually settle? How do I pay money to this? Because I can keep putting in crazy numbers, but how do I actually give it money?
How do you give money to the charity itself?
Well, no, the charity is easy. I just go to ILF and hit donate. But how do I exchange bucks?
Yeah, so you get the bucks from donating through Streamlabs, and so Streamlabs will say you donate $10. That will go directed to ILF, but you'll get $10 basically for yourself to enter into these raffles. So you can spend those however you want.
Where's the button on? And you remember you're talking to a Luddite here at the moment. Where's the button for Streamlabs? Where do I hit the button?
If we do !donate, you can see somebody did it just a second ago. But in chat, there's the streamlabs.com/the Cyber Mentor will take you there, and we'll tell you that'll get you to the donation page, and that's how people are earning these bucks.
Got it.
Do you guys have the Twitch open as well?
Yeah. And
okay, let me do that. Fun. That makes sense. I was wondering where these comments were. I'm like, what comments are you talking about?
Oh yeah, the Twitch stream is
where I work with technology.
There we go. Streamlabs.com/mentor. All right, you love. I thank you for whoever the hell. Ah! I just cut and paste everything.
Okay. Let's do this.
All right, I'm doing this while we're doing live talking and just. Oh yeah. Oh, this is totally cool. This is splendid. Then how do they donate at least? Okay, this is cool. How the hell do I donate more? I've just confused it. All right. You are donating enough to use gifts. Oh, sweet. Donate. How do I give it money? PayPal. Yay! God, I love one plug something. All right, splendid. This works. Now I can actually do stupid things. How are we doing? How is everybody doing, by the way? I'm actually watching this on Twitch. It is kind of crazy. It's kind of fun.
Oh yeah, that's a little bit weird watching yourself on Twitch. It's like, what?
It is. Donations being processed. Your tip has been processed. Splendid. All right, money has been donated. Now I can actually hit that exclamation mark and not do anything too crazy. Oh yeah, Chris. Okay, splendid. All right, this is fun. Okay, we'll carry on with more of this. All right, so what the heck are we doing with this one? What am I doing with this one? Hashtag, not hashtag, exclamation mark.
Exclamation raffle. And so I'm thinking, so you entered in your name, but I don't think that tied to your Streamlabs or your Twitch account. So I'm going to have to go in and adjust your account there, but I can do that.
I just screwed the whole thing up. I mean,
it's okay. Yeah, I can fix it for you. What's your Twitch name?
Yes, I think it's Psydragon. Is it Psydragon? Hang on, test. I'm just going to put a test message there. Everybody shut up for a sec. There we go. Psydragon 1.
Got you. Let me fix that for you, and then you can go ahead and enter in as well.
Twitch seems frozen on my end. Is it frozen on your end or no?
None. This is what I got. It's going crazy on this one.
There you go. Yeah. You are fixed. So you should have some bucks to spend if you want.
Hey, sweet. Thank you. Yeah, I'll mess around with it. It's fun time. I'll play.
The course vouchers will be given out a little bit later when we're doing the murder trivia party, guys. We had to adjust just due to the schedule, so just because of the trusting the technology did not work out too well for us today.
Trusting technology should never
works. It never. I should know better, but
oh my gosh, we did a talk. When was it? It was like a week or two ago. So Gabrielle and the crew over at Wiser, we're doing a whole bunch of stuff on like education and trying to get people to do things. And we did a whole talk on these bloody things. And we actually had Chris on several weeks ago, like a month or two ago, when we were talking about obviously ILF and kids and everything else that was going on. And we're talking about, and again, I'll do it on here. It's like, everybody looks at one of these things and goes, holy smoke, that's really, really dangerous and nobody should ever have one and they're terrible things and all this kind of stuff. Yet we're willing to hand these things to our kids and to our family members without a second thought. And we're like, here, take this and go away and play games. And we don't give a second thought the implications behind what we're actually doing. And it's really interesting when you start to talk to people. Ryan and Evan, the guys over at FR Secure, has a really good way of putting it. It's like, we're analog people in a digital world. And it's so hard for us sometimes to see the correlation between our actions in the digital world until they affect us in the physical world. And it's like, how do you actually get people to break that barrier and break it down effectively? Some of it's language and some of it's unfortunately actions. So what do you want to talk about? Zoe?
Hi.
I'm going to go through.
What you drinking?
So April won this apron? April won this? April won the apron? Is that what's happening? April, yeah. I'm not washing this either. Oh, yeah, April. Oh, hang on. Oh, man. Oh, April. Yeah, there we go.
That's just evil. That is just...
Hey, she donated a lot of money to make me eat a pineapple pizza. I'm just saying.
We're working on it. I think, didn't I do while we were on and we were talking, I think I said I would match everybody up to whatever the heck it was, like 500 or 1,000 or something as well.
Yeah.
So come on, people, let's keep going.
We do have that.
I want a bill at the end of this that I can actually hand money over. Chris, I love you and you are a brother, but man, I want to see that inner Italian piece of you curled up in the corner, just whimpering slightly.
Oh, it won't be inside. It will be outside. I'll be weeping. I will be weeping full on. There'll be tears. The salt on the pizza will be my tears.
Oh, this is splendid. I mean, this is how it should be. It's opening you up to new experiences. Seriously, if we go over 25,000, I'm not kidding you. I'm going down to Whole Foods. I'm buying a fruit salad and I'm driving down to your neck of the woods, and I will present you with a fruit salad on the pizza as well.
You won't get here before I'm done.
Oh, I can drive. I've got one of the AMGs. We can We can get across. I mean, have you seen? Actually, that is the interesting thing with like all the pandemic lockdown, the coast to coast, the cannibal runs. The times have been tumbling on the cannibal runs. I mean, they've knocked over the last like couple of months. They've knocked almost a couple of hours off those times for cannibal runs. I will not advocate some of the antics, shall we say, but I am impressed by people's the titanium testiculars that are being used in some of the people's runs.
So let's talk about a few things because we got some time with both of you. So Zoey, talk to us about you just recently joined ILF as coming in to help us out, bringing all your experience from Trace Labs, which is just amazing. Some of the tricks and tips and stuff that you brought over are pretty awesome. I know this might seem like an obvious question, but I just think it's nice for the audience to hear. What motivated you to come over and join us over at ILF?
Yeah, so like, for me, it's, I want to help people with, like, a way that I can. It's almost like, giving back in a way. Being able to use a skill that I have and something that I enjoy doing to benefit, the society and community really is something that, I really hold really, really close to my heart.
Thank you for that. And Roberts, I mean, literally, all joking aside, from the beginning, man, you've been a supporter. I mean, from the moment I announced this, I think it was DEF CON 26?
A couple of years ago, yeah. I remember you talking about it. We were up in the thing with your amazing family. And it was, yeah.
And yeah, just like, I have this crazy idea we're going to do this, and you've been supporting me physically, whiskily, and financially since then. I know this, again, it seems like an obvious question, but I'd just like people to hear your words on it. Like, what was the thought process? What motivated you to become a supporter?
I think it's probably a couple of different things. It's at least a lot of us in the industry, and we know what we're doing in this industry, we have the ability to defend ourselves. And the fact, I mean, let's face it, I'm 6'3", I'm built like a brick shit house. I can take care of myself if I really need to. But I'm in the minority, and there are so many people who don't have the ability to take care of themselves, and especially the kids coming up through this. And to me, it's one of those things. It's like, look, what the hell can we do to actually help them? What can we do to actually protect them, educate them, protect them? Because it's not a nice world out there. I mean, I go through my phases of liking and not liking humans and humanity in general, and it's
we all go through that, right?
Oh, yeah, exactly. And I think the other part of it as well. I think the other part of it, and Zoey and I talked a little bit about this as well. I've done my own thing insofar as going up against predators, and I still do some work behind the scenes for agencies and other things, and entrapment, all that kind of shit. The fact that what you've done is basically, quite honestly, brought a bunch of vigilantes together, put structure, put order, put architecture, given a home, given a very well-defined purpose, and put lanes in place so that the work that is being done is being done effectively. And I think that's a huge part of it, because I mean, a lot of us have got that. We want to fight for those who can't fight for themselves, but sometimes you end up doing that on your own, and sometimes, unfortunately, it ends up in a worse state than it would do otherwise. And you end up impacting yourself, you end up impacting others. Anything that you get is tainted, et cetera, and it can't be used. No matter whether the person's guilty or not, you just can't freaking use it. So the fact you've built this shell that people can sit inside of can be well processed, can be well architected, can actually make a difference.
Yeah,
that I think is the big things for me.
Yeah, I could not agree more. Like, having a safe and secure place where we can all work together and collaborate, and we all go through, obviously, intensive training. We obviously all have protocols and procedures and everything, and so having all of that put together is, it's a really, really big impact. It really is.
Yeah, thank you both. That's really I think what's validating for me in both of your statements is what you said is what we wanted to create. So the fact that you see it means that we did it, right? Because we didn't want to be vigilantes. You know, I've observed the groups, the hacker groups that take down CP servers, and you know, we secretly all cheer them on, but at the end of the day, it doesn't do anything. None of those guys get arrested.
Right.
You know, they get embarrassed. Maybe a few people get caught, but overall, they just make them smarter. And we thought, how can we use our talents to not do that?
Not do that, yeah.
To not educate the predator. It's one of our 5 core principles that Shane helped us develop. And one of those 5 principles is never educate the predator. And to do it, we needed to have an environment like which is exactly what Chloe said, that we can collaborate, we can work together. But when we figure something really cool out, we don't go and tell the world.
Yeah.
As hard as that is, because especially as hackers, we want to share everything with everyone. I want to blast from. I just learned something from Zoey. It was maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago. She taught me something in a way to search for people, and I was like mind blown. Been doing this for years, never thought of it, and I literally wanted to like get onto my podcast and be like, "Let me tell you this thing I just learned," and I'm like, "No, I can't because if I say it, I'm gonna maybe ruin the ability to catch a couple guys." So. It's I said Zoe, Sam. I corrected myself. Give me a break. She's getting on me. I said Chloe, then I said Zoe. Leave me alone, okay?
Actually, my parents were gonna call me Chloe, so it's
you see?
fine.
I'm just channeling her. Well, that's gonna sound weird. I was gonna say I'm channeling your inner father, but that's strange. Okay, we're gonna stop. Wow, this was so heartfelt and nice, and now it.
Dig out the hole a bit more.
I'm just. Is it time to start drinking yet? Is it time? Look at this.
Oh,
yeah, it's nice.
Pretty.
This is Glenn Farkless 105, unopened, and Roberts. If we hit the 25K, Glenn Farkless 25, in celebration of eating the pineapple pizza, I'm gonna need something good to wash it down.
That'll definitely do it. That'll do it. Although I'm not entirely certain if Glenn Farkless 25 pairs with pineapple pizza very well.
I mean, you know what pairs with pineapple pizza? The garbage can.
Come on.
The garbage can.
Come on, you can do this. You can do this. Moonshine.
Oh.
Moonshine. Come on. Some good.
Okay.
Good.
I have a story. You want a story? You want a cool story?
Go for it.
Okay. So, I go and I see Neil Fallon play at and Clutch play at Earth Rocker Fest down in like the Podunks, you know. It's literally on a farm, an actual working farm outdoors. And after the show, we get a chance to go back and hang out with the crew. And the guy who owns the farm makes his own moonshine. So he comes back and he hands me a jar of moonshine. And I said to him, as a joke, I said, no, sorry, I can't drink that. It's against my religion, right? and he, you know, I was laughing, so he knew it was a joke.
Yeah.
And he comes back in and he hands me because that jar was, people were drinking out of it. He hands me my own jar and he goes, "Your God hates you." And he hands me the jar, right? So now I can't say no. I have this jar, and you know, I just like everyone's sipping it, and they're all like, "Oh, it tastes like sweet corn," and it doesn't. It tastes like rancid butt. It's just the worst thing ever. But on the jar, I wrote, Neil wrote, "God hates you, moonshine," and it's still in their tour bus. The "God hates you" moonshine container is sitting in their tour bus. But my full jar is here, and it will not get drank.
Oh man, we gotta come down and drink that one day. That's a
dude, drink this one day. One day,
well, you know,
this is years worth of moonshine. You can't drink this in one day. You go blind. You lose all your teeth. You start talking like a hick.
It's good stuff.
No, I'm sorry.
Hey, I mean, honestly, if anything's gonna wash down that pineapple, it'll be the moonshine.
See, exactly. Even Zoe agrees with us.
I think we should do it.
Come on, embrace it.
No,
hey guys,
pineapple pizza.
Can I interject here?
Yeah, go for it.
All right, so we hit the top of half hour, and Chris Roberts is donating $500 and matching to $500 this half hour. So please do send in your donations. We also gave away 2 Trace Labs tickets, so we're taking care of those in chat. And now Zoe's got something to give away, and Chris has something to give away, right? So we got the challenge coin, and we got the signed 22 T-shirt from Chris Roberts. Those are going to be $3 a piece to enter the raffle. The first person that gets selected gets the winner's choice. Second person gets what's, I guess, left over. So if you guys want to show off the challenge coin and maybe talk about the t-shirt and the challenge coin real quick, and then you guys can go back to your wonderful conversation.
How are we doing the t-shirt? We're just going to figure out what size somebody wants, and then they'll send it, and I'll put some fun scripty stuff over it, and then I'll just send it on to them. Sweet.
Yeah,
okay,
that's
exactly
what we'll do. We'll get them. We need to get their size. We'll send it to you, and we'll move it on from there.
Oh, yeah, okay. I'll add to this one. So I'll add to this. This is something I was thinking about the other day, and I haven't run it by Eddie yet. But for those of you that know Eddie Mize, Eddie is another one of the founders of our industry. Let's just put it that way. An amazing, like, seriously.
Wait, tell me he's gonna draw on the shirt. Don't even tell me.
I'm gonna get him to draw on the shirt.
No. Okay, I'm donating. I'm bidding. How do I do this? How do I bid?
I have no clue. I don't know.
Points,
I keep getting exclamation.
But I should have coins. Didn't I? Didn't I match things? Didn't I do things?
Oh, that's true. What's your username? I'll give you some bucks.
Oh no, I'm logged in as ILF.
Oh,
You can bid as
that would look slightly suspicious.
Oh, this is so terrible. I am such
Actually,
a loser. Why am I allowed? Okay, hang on. I'm making a Twitch account right now.
You know what? I'm gonna make one too. I actually just realized I don't have a Twitch account, so here we go. Let's make some Twitch.
Yeah. Okay, Zoe, you and I are doing it live.
We're doing it live. Just make sure we don't share our screens for passwords.
Yeah.
Let's
not do that. Okay. We're making Twitch accounts live, Zoe and I. Zoe/Chloe.
And I'm not sure if you guys saw this a while ago when it popped up, but April just matched for $555 from that time period.
April, you're freaking awesome.
April, would you stop?
No, keep going. I love this. April, thank you. You're freaking awesome.
Thanks,
She
April.
is. She is amazing.
I know. This is just totally cool.
She's just one of those people, you know?
Again, chat, those of you struggling to enter the raffle, it is a mathematics game. So if you want to enter the raffle, you got $3. You need to say !raffle1. That gets you one ticket, which is $3. If you want to spend $9, it's going to be !raffle 3. So a little bit of math. It's a lot.
Does it give you any kind of confirmation? Because I keep.
It does. It'll say you entered the raffle.
I don't know. It hasn't told me. I has. I did.
I could confirm that, but yes.
Yeah, but I have no clue how much I have.
You bought 10 tickets. You spent $30.
But is there anywhere that tells me how much money I have left, or is that something?
!bucks will tell you how much money you got left.
No.
I have a Twitch account. Woo!
Me too. Hey.
Yeah.
Zoe, we did it.
We did it. High five.
I have no clue if that's
High five.
You.
By the way,
now,
I don't want
now how do I donate now that I did it?
So you already donated, right? So you matched the 1,000. I'll give you $1,000. What username did you just create?
Logan WHD.
Okay.
It'd be better if it had been WMD. You're going to be Logan Weapon of Mass Destruction. Let's face it.
I know, but WHD has been what I've been using forever. So.
Got it.
You now have $1,000, sir.
Yes, and oh man, I need to save my bucks for Neil's shirt. But this Eddie drawing on a shirt.
Is that shirt that was in the video of him getting like dragged along and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, that looks like it'll be an absolute ton of fun. Okay, that one does look like it'll be cool.
I know he is, and it's got a really cool story behind it. He put it on video, so I think I'm safe saying it. But after he was done with the shoot, he threw the shirt away, and he chucked it in the trash, and his manager went and got it out of the trash and put it in a plastic bag and said, "You need to save this because someday you're gonna want to auction this off for charity."
Oh, that's.
And he put it in a suitcase and forgot it. And a year ago, his manager died. Pretty bad, and they've been best friends for 20-something years, 30-something years, and Neil just bought a house and he moved and he was unpacking this suitcase and he pulled out that shirt and just had like a real emotional moment, just remembering Jack and that story, and now he's like, we're doing it. This is going to ILF, so it's got like a story behind the thing in addition to being awesome.
Yeah, that's
and a piece of rock and roll history,
Yeah.
The problem is he looks like a normal-sized human being. So even if
he's not our size, Roberts.
All right. So it'd have to be one of those things you get. Actually, one of these days, so somewhere in here, I still have one of my HFC shirts that we all signed like 10
eons ago.
years. Yeah, exactly. I still got one of those floating around. I donated one back to those guys a couple of years ago for charity, but I need to do another. I've got another one floating around somewhere. I was actually going to put it up on the wall or something.
Wait. What is this? Tim is telling me that if I win, I'm ineligible for winning, and I have to give all donations back to ILF. No, no, Tim. Oh wait, no, wait. Why is Dave here early?
Dave, we got Dave early.
Why is Dave here early?
Dave's civilized.
Hey.
Hey, Dave.
Why is Dave here early?
I was just coming to make sure everything worked. Just making sure everything worked.
You're now live.
God, Dave,
Hi, Dave.
I'm loving.
Dave, you're live. You're live on the actual internet.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's good. Hey, Dave.
Good to see you, man. How you been?
Yeah, how the hell are you? I am loving the stuff behind you. Is that actual real or is that a picture?
No, it's real. Yeah, this is.
Oh, you can. Yeah, same thing. You can touch it. Yeah, there we go.
Nice.
I'm not sure about the Cleveland shirt, but I mean, each to their own on that one.
Absolutely.
I got my Green Bay Packers trousers on, so underneath the tutu. So yeah, we'll go with that.
Well, I didn't mean to interrupt. I was just going to make sure everything's working okay, and I'll go back onto mute. But keep going.
Hey, Heath, can you put the link in there for donating again? People are asking, and I'm also asking.
Yep. Exclamation donate will get you the donation link, and there you go.
Exclamation donate. Oh my gosh, why am I so dumb?
We've got commands for everything.
We need somewhere.
Oh,
on
I
this
did
front
@sign
screen,
donate.
Somewhere on this front screen, we need like an exclamation options thing. Oh, hang on, it's right there, dumbasses.
Hey,
right
guys, it's actually right there, right under where it says the Cyber Mentor.
Yeah.
You can see it.
Yeah, I put it in
Exclamation
there.
donate, exclamation ILF, etc.
I'm going to take myself out at this point in time.
He literally put everything as easy as possible, and we're still like, hey, Heath, can you help us? Because we're dumb.
I know, we failed.
You are part of the older generation. It's okay.
Oh, did he just call us boomers? He just called us boomers. Robert.
Ow. That's okay. We got his name. We know where he lives.
I think together we can hack him.
I'm sure you could.
Yeah.
Although he's an accountant, so we should. I know, yeah.
At least he's not a lawyer. We're okay on that one.
Oh, Tim, sorry, not sorry.
I can hear one of the dogs upstairs. I hear things moving, and I think it's one of the dogs that's got one of these chewy things. And every now and again, I can hear this dun 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 dun.
So
Across the floor.
my dog is just, I don't know if you can see it, but I've just moved the screen. She's right there.
Oh.
She's right there. She blends because she's a black lab. She just blends in with the couch.
Yep.
She's
One of
just
mine.
chilling.
Yeah, I didn't even see her.
She's just
That's
sleeping.
crazy.
She's sleeping as usual. She's just, she just loves to sleep. She was actually sitting right here before, like, watching the stream. She loves to, like, watch TV with us. So, like, she'll just sit on the couch and we'll just watch whatever is on the screen.
Oh, that's cool. What happens if I put exclamation ILFest or ILF? What happens on that? I'm just going to do it anyway. ILF. What does that do? Oh, that does the Streamlab thing. Oh, that's splendid. See, that was easy. That was fun.
And our mods wanted you guys to know that if you guys win something, if you're a winner, please hang around until we can get to you. We can announce you, so that way
Really,
we can
Kennedy?
actually give you your gift, your prize.
Really, Kennedy? Really?
And if you're donating, donate under your Twitch username, because sometimes we're getting people donating like under a name and not under a Twitch username. So in order to actually give you the points and credit you so much deserve, we need your Twitch username for that.
You know what it doesn't say on here is bucks or whatever it is. That was it. It was bucks, wasn't it?
I just tested that out.
I thought I got more.
Are we missing a bucks?
No, I'm good. That was fun.
I'll add that on to the description.
So what questions do people have? We're sitting watching all of us trying to figure this shit out. What questions do people have? You've got Zoe, you've got myself, you've got Chris, Shane, we've got all of us on here. What questions do everybody want to ask? Come on, ask questions. Zoe, actually, while everybody's thinking about questions, Zoe, how did you get into the world that we call InfoSec, cyber, whatever the heck do we want to call it?
Yeah, so I guess I kind of got into it when I was going through college. It's actually really funny because I went and I did my college degree in cybersecurity and I wanted to be a network engineer. I thought that was what I wanted to do at the time and that's what I kind of studied for. And then about, like halfway in, I realized that I was a people person, and I love like, the social side of things. I love the social interaction types of things. And at the time, I had no sort of really idea what OSINT was. Like, I knew intelligence was a thing. I mean, I had seen it in the movies, and I'm like, surely someone does that in real life. And funny enough, that's kind of what actually kind of inspired me, because I was like, I want to do that. I want to put like, my skills to something, useful in that sort of aspect. And then toward the end, I actually went to DEF CON my first year, a couple of years ago, and I guess just through networking and like, meeting people and putting myself out there, that's kind of just how I got into it, really.
Yeah.
I'd always grown up knowing that I wanted to do cybersecurity, which some people spend like their whole, teenage years not knowing what they want to do. But with me, I was like super determined. I was like, I knew I wanted to work in tech. I knew that, like, I was 100% certain that is what I wanted to do. All through school, I did like, every single tech course that you could possibly do. And I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And I remember like, trying to like, hack video games and try to like pull apart my PlayStation 1 and, pull apart my computer and put it back together and all that kind of stuff. And I kind of just knew that was stuff that I enjoyed and liked doing. And with enough patience as well, like, a big thing of it was patience. I knew what I wanted to do, but I didn't necessarily know how to get there. So there was actually some time between, knowing what I wanted to do and actually getting into cybersecurity. For many years, I was actually an events coordinator and a receptionist. While I was going to college, that's what I was doing. I was a events coordinator and a receptionist. So yeah, it definitely took some patience as well.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris, we got a couple questions for you. This one was, how do I become awesome like you, not Hadnagy? And he spelled my name wrong, so his insult was misaligned. But they want to know, how do they become awesome like you?
Let's start with the easy one. One, I'm not awesome. I'm just me. The whole, I'm just who I am. I think it's a couple of things. One, be true to yourself. That to me is the biggest thing. It's always be true to who you are. I mean, I've got to work for a living. We all have to work for a living. It's find something that drives you, find something that gives you passion, find something that makes you get out of bed at some stupid hour of the morning because shit's broken. To me, it's the inner drive. Find what that is and just embrace it and just be the best you can be. And the second part of that is, look in the mirror every single freaking day and go, why am I doing this? And if you can't answer that, maybe time for a change.
And not just that as well, but also like if doesn't make you happy, is it something that do you get up in the morning feeling happy, doing what you're doing? Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, I think that's
another one, Chris, is how long did it take you to get your present beard length?
So it's interesting. It's pretty much stopped growing. So the sides, if you look at the sides now, the sides have been growing out for just about a year and a half now. So they're out to here for about a year and a half. I've had this for 10 plus years or so, but I think it's gotten to like a hair, at least facial hair seems to have like a finite length. And this, I think, is about the finite length, at least on the bushiness. I mean, it gets a bit longer, but I've had it like this for years now. It just changes color on a regular basis.
And last one for just you, Chris. How far have you tossed a caber?
Not as far as I've thrown a hammer. So caber tossing is actually not about distance. It's actually about accuracy. So if you think about tabor tossing, the whole concept is to toss. So take a telegraph pole, lift up the telegraph pole, and as you throw it up, the telegraph pole is meant to go over the top and land at 12 o'clock. Hammer throwing is actually, I did the Olympic trials a couple of times, once in the UK and then actually once in the US for Olympics quite a number of years ago. And I did the Olympic trials and I threw 72 meters.
Wow.
So 200 and was about 200.
And how heavy is that hammer that you throw?
16 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So that would explain why the first time I called you a Welshman, you easily tossed me like a sack of potatoes across the room. Things are coming together now. Okay, Zoey, we'll start this question with you. If somebody wanted to learn the skills that would be needed to volunteer for the ILF, where would they start, and where would they go about doing that?
Yeah, so you know, a lot of it is kind of about, you know, reading and working out you know, what are the processes in, you know, collecting information. You know, that is a really, really big part of it. Like, you know, I personally have a method on, like, you know, the way that I go out and collect information. I mean, there's many frameworks out there. Like, there's the OSINT framework, which I'm sure a lot of us are familiar with. And, you know, going out and working out what tools work. You know, what is the objective? What are you trying to get? Because, you know, every single tool has a totally different purpose. And often I find, like, you know, if I have a really cool tool that does one thing, it might also do something completely different. Yeah, so definitely, like, you know, reading up on, you know, different, like, strategies of collecting information. Also working out, like, you know, what's legal. That's a really big part of it as well. Working out what makes
Uh-oh, we lost a voice. Zoe, come back.
Froze. At least when she froze, she still looks good. You know, it's like sometimes when I freeze, I just look, well, I mean, I always look bad.
Yeah,
but I mean, like, you know. Yeah, right, exactly. At least she froze. Uh-oh. Okay, well, you know what? Instead of waiting, we'll get back to her. So, Chris, it's kind of a similar question. Where do you think people can go to learn the skills that would be needed to feel like they can volunteer for ILF? So mainly, just so we kind of level set this, it's OSINT. They need to know OSINT, both ClearNet and dark web.
Yeah, I think that's a big one. So, I mean, there's a number of different things. I mean, OSINT, obviously, not just plugging the stuff that you do in the courses and the training and the books and everything else, but let's face it, the stuff you've put out there is huge from the OSINT standpoint. So look up you, picking up some of the books you have are great. One of the ones I honestly found for me when I first started in this stuff was actually talking to people who do physical security. So the skip tracing. So there's actually, so talking to the skip tracing people is actually fantastic. Plus it makes you actually get out and talk. And the other one is there's a really good book called How to Disappear, and understanding the tactics that get used.
Is that Michael Bazell? Is that Michael Bazell?
I think so. Yeah, I'd have to bring it up on the. Yeah, that definitely sounds familiar.
You actually approached it from a different angle. It wasn't like, let me go learn OSINT skills. It's like, let me learn the skills to either find people or disappear myself, and that will teach me how to find people that want to disappear.
Yeah, I have a Ham and Horan. I'll dig it up in a second. Ahem and Horan was the How to Disappear one. But yeah, there's a couple out there. There's some really amazing. And to me, I looked at it that way. The flip side to your point is, I mean, I'm fortunate. I grew up in the era where we had the Google hacking. So understanding how searching engines work, basically understanding how to ask the internet for the data that you know that's there. And I think that's the biggest thing for OSINT for me is, okay, I know the data's out there because we all put it out there. How do I ask the internet to give me the data? Where do I ask it? How do I ask it?
Yeah.
And there's some amazing open source OSINT tools out there that people can just get in there and try and play and get used to. Now, when you hit the darker side of the internet, that's when it gets a little tougher. There are engines out there, they're iffy, and that way you've almost got to put like the investigator hat on and ask more questions of yourselves, ask more questions of peers. But I think a lot of it is that community. It's like, okay, I see this, what do you see? Let's compare ideas. What are we seeing? What are we missing? And then where do I ask the next question?
Yeah. Silly question. Do you eat Vegemite?
No, but I eat Marmite. None of this damn Australian shenanigans. Proper good Marmite. Yeah, I grew up on Marmite. I mean, for crying out loud, it was probably put in my bottle when I was a kid, for God's sakes.
And Marmite is just what? It's
It's iron. I mean, I always look at it as like it's
molasses, right?
Yeah. No, it's yeast extract.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the logic behind Marmite, at least Vegemite, definitely the logic behind Marmite, it was basically the leftovers after the brewing process. You know, you scrape it out of the brewing process, put it in a jar, and call it Marmite. A little bit more refined than that, but not by much. Yeah, it's good stuff. I probably, I don't know, if I admit and be honest with myself, I've probably got like 6 or 7 jars upstairs because it's easier just to buy it in bulk in the house. Yeah, because I use it. I mean, I had Marmite on toast, Marmite on bread, Marmite. Make a really good stock. You want to make a good sauce and a good stock, meat stock. So good Marmite in there. Did we lose Zoe completely? Where's Zoe? Because
Zoe, her power went out. She just pinged and said her power went out.
No, get on the phone or on the mobile or on the something. Yeah. Oh, that's
as we're coming into the last 4 minutes, here's another one. How has the dark web changed the landscape in searching for predators?
That's okay. So from my standpoint, for the stuff I still do, for me, I'll be honest, for me, not a huge amount, and only because so much of that data. I mean, honestly, we started looking a lot at the gambling websites and the gaming websites and all those other ones, where somebody will put up like a card table. Half a dozen people come into the card table, they'll play cards, and they'll be talking about where they're doing or what they're swapping, where they're putting stuff. And so we've been harvesting that data and using that to go on the offensive. The dark web, I think, gave people this, what they would think of as anonymity, and gave them what they thought of as protection. But obviously it's not. It's somebody else's freaking server sitting behind an obfuscated IP address. At the end of the day, you just got to know where it is, what it's doing, and how to get to it. And let's face it, even on the dark, I think people have this misconception that on the darknet things are much better protected and everybody's sitting there with gatekeepers and shit, but it's somebody else's server. It's got to figure out how to get into it. And that's
it's just not as easily and readily accessible or searchable, let's say, as the clear net.
Yeah.
Right. So finding people who post horrible material on the dark web is not necessarily as easy.
Well, I mean, that was honestly so before I started, I had One World Lives. Obviously, there was some pretty good stuff there, and there was a shit show at the end. Let's be perfectly honest. But before then, I had CCI5, which was Commercial Counterintelligence, and that was 2006, 2007. We had that, and then gave some stuff to Paladin and a few others. But we built that purely to search dark side net stuff. So I mean, at the time, I had 400 of the Tor nodes. And so we were able to watch inbound ingress and egress traffic. We were also able to cross-reference that with the IC2, with a lot of the IRC channels, peer-to-peer channels, and we were pulling this data. I mean, we had enough bots running around these things to then capture as many addresses as we could, send scanners out to scrape as much as we could off of them, and at least understand what the dynamics were. I mean, that was basically, we obviously ran thousands of proxy servers around the globe to do that stuff as well.
Yeah, I would just say that the normal person, okay, let's caveat that, Roberts. The normal person doesn't have access to, 40 dark web nodes.
True. Yeah.
Okay,
no.
so
Yeah. That's fair.
Welcome back, Zoe.
Thank you. Sorry, y'all. We've got a huge thunderstorm over where I'm at, and just lightning hit, and then power was like, nope.
So we had a question for you when you were gone, which was, do you eat Vegemite?
I do. Let's do a detour to the kitchen. I do actually. I brought in my suitcase with me. Is that weird?
Do you eat Marmite?
No. I mean, I personally prefer Vegemite. It's
Isn't that funny? And the Scotsman preserves Marmite.
Bloody colonials, I swear. Bloody colonials, the lot of you. You're all, seriously. So we sent, you go back several hundred years, we sent 2 ships off. One was filled with all of the religious folks that we didn't want, and one was filled with all the criminal folks that we didn't want. And we were hoping they would go off the edge of the damn world because we figured it was still flat. One bunch of you buggers ended up in America, and we know what happened there, and the other bunch of you buggers ended up in Australia, and we had our asses handed to us with cricket every 5 damn minutes, and you came up with Vegemite. I mean, we're screwed.
Yep. I just want to say Vegemite and avocado is my number one thing. I get some toast and then spread like a thin layer of Vegemite on, and then mash avocado on top with a little bit of salt and pepper. It sounds disgusting, but I swear, black and blue, it is phenomenal. It is actually, this is an anniversary jar. It is celebrating 95 years of Vegemite. So, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Wow. Okay, I didn't expect that. Let's see. What's this next question? Chris. Oh, sorry. This one is about my second edition of my book. Is it like Nick's Art of Deception. No.
No.
No,
Oh,
not at all. So the second edition is taking the last 11 years of my experience and putting more science and research behind social engineering, and then putting it in that book. So it's not story. I mean, there are some stories in there, but it's not based on just stories. It's more of trying to bring a process to social engineering so people can learn how to use it ethically and morally as part of a pen test team. Let's see. I'm scrolling down just so I can keep seeing before we lose our time, which, by the way, you guys are more than welcome to stay. Even when Dave's here, it might be nice to have a buffer because, Dave is just going to spend an hour torturing me.
I'm okay with that. I'm not opposed.
Dave is. It's got to be. We got to have the. You got to have the pizza conversation, Dave. We got to have the pizza. How are we doing? Oh, sweet. Come on, this is good. You guys are awesome. I love this.